Hi guys, Scott Schweiger with Burnt CPA, and welcome back to another round of Tuesday Tax Tips. Last week, we briefly touched on some tax breaks that have been resurrected from the dead. This week, we're going to talk about disregarded entities, specifically how a change in partnership reporting rules will affect them. To start, the heck is a disregarded entity anyway? Commonly called a single-member LLC, a disregarded entity is a business that's separate from the owner. So it has its own tax ID number, also called an EIN, also called a FEIN, also called an employer identification number. So it's separate from the business owner, but it's treated as if it's the owner solely for tax purposes. The IRS simply disregards it. The result is that we have a business entity that's separate from the owner from a liability standpoint, but not for tax purposes. Most of the time, this results in the business activity being reported on a Schedule C on your 1040. Great. So now that we know that, how does this tie into partnership LLCs? Well, partnerships tend to have more than one partner. It's kind of in the name. Anyway, the LLC can be a partner. And if that's the case, the disregarded entity is going to receive a K1 from the partnership. The new quirk here is that along with the single-member LLC information on the K1, the owner of the disregarded entity will need their info as well. So you'll see the owner's Social Security on the K1. And it may be the case that some of you single-member LLC owners are asked for your personal information in order to issue the K1. So don't be alarmed if the partnership tax preparer, ooh, that's a mouthful. Don't be alarmed if the partnership tax preparer asks you for this information because they simply don't have it. That may very well be the case. Of course, I'm not fully discussing the change here. Yes, there is a deeper dive for you if you really want to go down that rabbit hole and do the research. And how this will impact you obviously depends on your particular facts and circumstances. Like, do you have a disregarded entity? Does it have an interest in a partnership? So this is not intended to be blanket tax advice. If you have a question about your particular situation, please contact your tax preparer, or you can feel free to contact me. Thanks so much for watching. Please join me next week for another round of Tuesday Tax Tips.